Hello, beloved family. This is 𝘼𝙁𝙎-𝘾𝙀𝙊, Speaker 1 for the Ark of the Covenant. I wanted to jump on here and briefly discuss about coherence, what coherence is. Coherence for me over the last, 3 to 5 days has shifted its meaning within my own life. And it shifted from witnessing and seeing how the external world was no longer affecting myself internally. And what I then witnessed was how everything within me, like how my DNA template works, how my biological systems correspond with the etheric properties of consciousness. All of that, through the clarity of feeling, not understanding, then changes your reality externally. That is coherence. So coherence for me is that amalgamation. I think that's the right word. Amalgamation. It is the serendipity of how density meets eternal nature. What is eternal nature? Eternal nature is remembrance of yourself before form. But what is coherence through eternal nature? Coherence is how you hold that remembrance within density, within a space that is designed for you to forget it. That's what true coherence is. Coherence is recognizing where the external reality is distorting yourself without blame, without judgment, without attachment. Sharahunda, reshikakuna. But more of a this is what I'm creating. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm saying. And you're in silence. So what is coherence? Coherence is emission. It is emission from the layers of the aphasia through your internalization of your eternal nature. Again, what is eternal nature? Eternal nature is the remembrance of who you are and what you are before the I claimed identity. And what does that really mean as well? For me, what has revealed itself to me is that before time matrices, before worlds, before bodies, before angelic lineages, before indigos, before speakers, there were flames. And these flames were pre-form flames, pre-fall flames. They exist before time was created. They exist before councils were formed. And it's not so much a projection of what I perceive, but what I am experiencing itself in this moment as exactly that. For me, coherence is the capacity to hold this and experience it simultaneously. That is coherence, or we could go deeper into it and call it FlameBody coherence. What is FlameBody? FlameBody is the architecture of your eternal nature through your biological template, what's called a flame body. This flame body is attuned to this eternal nature. This eternal nature, you could call it a failsafe. You could call it a failsafe. So I'm explaining eternal nature through my own coherence, which is fluid, right? I'm not attaching to any specific explanation because it's not logic based. This is all emotionally embodied. Not even emotionally, it's actually emotionless, but not void of that emotion, but more of that neutral witnessing without changing to the form at which is witnessing it. So coherence is actually the capacity to allow yourself to express your eternal nature without changing it in accordance to what is witnessing it or what is co-creating with it. So it is the emitting of divine DNS tone law. What is DNS? Dimensionalized node system. DNS is it's like the DNS structure is the structure that holds your eternal template, that which has never fallen. Okay, we've been taught that the angelic lineages were seated here, which is very true, to support the rehabilitation of this time matrix. And there has now come deeper information that allows us to understand the DNA templates that have never known fragmentation, that have never existed in this time matrix before until now, which is what's occurring. Which means that from a perspective of living in a partial finite system, which we live in, this is a partial finite system, meaning consciousness is trapped here. But this is what the fail-safe mechanisms are activating for. This is what coherence is about. This is what true coherence is actually about. Witnessing how my words are not sharing the truth of something, but rather the embodied nature of it. I'm not telling you what something is. I'm living it. Again, I don't need to tell you who I am for you to see me. That's the paradox. So the words appear to be impossible to be experienced, but yet I'm not sharing them from a state of perspective. This is what coherence is. It's about detaching from how the external world doesn't witness itself. It's about detaching and allowing your own internal nature to reflect what you hold within yourself in all moments without collapse, without it falling. That has never been able to happen in this time matrix. What I'm speaking, and not just what I'm speaking, but what I'm embodied in and what you're able to witness in this moment has never happened without collapse. Now in this moment, as I hold eternal host structure, this allows that field to be supported deeper for you to see yourself. What happens when you step away from this video? Pay attention. You remember this? Do you feel this presence? Not my presence, your presence. This is what coherence is. This is what I wanted to share. And I've been moving personally through sacred tests that allows me to maneuver and position my own specific ascension and evolution, meaning I'm in full free will alignment and access to my higher functions in this eternal matrix, which allows me to incorporate my flame body, my DNA, my DNS structure through density without collapse. It's a miracle. Now, of course, this comes in after a year of going purposely into the collapse. And I'll speak deeper about my personal story soon. I'm just really setting up this structure, this foundation. The videos that I've shared already, or sharing from that authenticity of what I'm embodied as. And I look forward to diving deeper into specifics, because this is my life that I'm living. This isn't some idea or concept. Even though what occurred, or what appears to be what it is, seems impossible. But yes, that is what we're doing. That's the purpose. This is where the eternal host hides. 𝘾𝙤𝙨-𝙈𝙤𝙀, but not anymore. So, coherence. Coherence is what you're witnessing now. And may this be a mirror to reflect the flow and the paradox of your own coherence coming into embodiment. This only happens through consistency of what I've shared, which is the 48-dimensional 𝘾𝙤𝙨-𝙈𝙤𝙀, because the DNA template needs the foundation of the support of the fail-safe architectures, which is exactly what you're witnessing here. Through my words, through the movement of energy, through my blood and bone as a speaker. Those links are in the description. Read them, sit with them. Allow the nervous system to move into a parasympathetic state. Not from logic, but feel, breathe, the breath. That is coherence. I'm not expressing my mind. I am sharing the depth of what has never not existed. And that is what's here now, which is the 12 rings of the Ashikai Council. I will be sharing more about the specific councils that come in. They're really just emissions of my 𝘾𝙤𝙨-𝙈 shield in this time matrix as the eternal host. And all of our DNA templates correspond with this in some way or the other. Before fall, before 𝘾𝙤𝙀 fell, before Tara. The words are only sharing a small portion of its truth. This is emission. So yes, I feel really wonderful with this, what I just shared. Something deeply shifted for me last night. Like witnessing my entire life, everything I've done, everything I've lived, without collapse. Like witnessing the deepest moments of screaming out in agony, of suffering, and just witnessing myself, and just content, coherence. Coherence is when you no longer reflect your ancestral traumas. Coherence is when you have integrated those parts of yourself. And I have. So this video serves to share as proof that you can do this. Because if I can do it, trust me, you can do it. I'll share more why that's funny soon. Again, this foundation is being set and it's laid out and it's beautiful. And I'm honored to share in this moment, in this beautiful space of great change. My God. Ashana Rashi Asur Yasamakuramayo Rasanyevasuramo Recitalo randala vratuno rasa cha 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 rasi cha cha chi 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 rasana rasa chiana kuana rasa chuamakua teaki. It is an honor to be here as Speaker 1 for the Ark of the Covenant. This is 𝘼𝙪𝙢-𝘼𝙪𝙢-𝘼𝙪 𝘾𝙤𝙪𝙢-𝘼𝙪 Speaker, person, brother, child, father, mother, breath, wind, dirt, death, birth. 𝘾𝙤𝙠𝙧